this video today, I'm going to be reading part of a book that I received today from a friend, and the book today is Why Can't I Just Enjoy Things? And here is the book. Says, outstanding, I want to press it into the hands of every newly diagnosed person. And it's called A Comedian's Guide to Autism. So, some of you may know that I am autistic, and I've only known that for, I'd say, a few months, well actually maybe more than a few months, probably half a year now, so I'm still getting used to that idea. And I've decided to do things I've always wanted to do, and one of those things is starting my own YouTube channel. So I really hope you enjoy this ASMR. So let's begin. So on the back of the book it says, normally a heckle is followed by a put down. This one was followed by a diagnosis. Like Martin, a Martian's Guide to Living on Earth, funny, enlightening, and gobsmacking. There's Frank Skinner. A hilarious, crystal clear guide to autism. Feel thanks to my parents who explained the world to me. Okay. Introduction. The best heckle I ever had. When you are a professional stand-up, the most common question people ask is, what is the best heckle you have ever had? The second most common question is whether full-time stand-up or contributing member of society who does open mics a few times a year. People want to know if they're talking to a bold hobbyist or a true It's bad business to puncture popular myths, but I find confirming people's cheerful misapprehensions. Even the misapprehensions benefit me personally to be total agony. So, here we go. Terrible truth is that 99% of heckles are absolute. Insert word you find appropriate. If the public was truly consistently funny, there would be no demand for stand-up. Everyone would just sit around the dinner table eating spectacularly witty like characters in an American sitcom. Every now and then a comedian will tell an anecdote about a particular witty audience member it's delightful, off the cuff, kindly pensioner. Context is everything, and sometimes comedians make up the context or spice up the disappointing, realistic dialogue that the public provided. Warning signs that the heckle story you are hearing is word are the use of any phrase such as a voice from the back, clear as a bell, quick as a flash, any reference to a precocious child or an eccentric pensioner, or the story taking place in Glasgow or Liverpool, two cities that are rightly or wrongly obsessed with their own reputations as citadels of wit. My own experiences of heckles is that they are generally committed by the sort of men who make awkward, ill-judged remarks in WhatsApp groups, or the funniest bloke in the office. Men heckle to prove something about themselves to their social group and to test the comedian. So even if they lose the battle of wits, it was only as part of demonstrating their authority as examiner. They don't generally want to destroy the gig, but they do want to spray their scent on the evening as a whole. Women do sometimes heckle, but are generally doing so because they are sincerely, personally offended by the comedian and wish to destroy them. If not, derail the whole show. Brackets. Ask any comedian if stag do's or hen do's are worse. You'll see. Both men and women will also heckle when paralytically drunk, but these are more noises than words and are so useless for comedic purposes. Trying to be witty in response to a senseless howl is like quoting Oscar Wilde at a barking dog. So, caveats aside, this is the story of the best heckle I have ever had. The year was 2022. The gig was called Comedy Den. It was a small hipster night in the basement of a Bristol craft beer bar run by the comedian Bert Williamson. I was headlining both evening shows. At the later show, I was on stage at something like 11 o'clock on a Friday, so everyone was quite boozed. Some fans of the podcast I do, Phil Wang, were in, and the small basement crowd of about 40 people was friendly and even a little conversational. It's not safe for comedians to admit that sometimes. It's not safe for comedians to admit that sometimes we like a slightly conversational crowd, because only the wrong people take that as encouragement. It's like when a single woman complains that men don't approach women these days. The sort of man who leaps on that suggestion like a hungry toad is not the man she meant. Anyway, the crowd was the good kind of drunk and the good kind of responsive. The two things you need to know for the heckle to make sense. MC had talked to an audience member who was studying the fall of the Roman Republic, introduced me as a history buff. I had then come on stage and established my nerd credentials by reciting some facts about the fall of the Roman Republic, saying, "You see, I'm just as much of a nerd as you were, I promise." Secondly, the material I was doing was new material written for my show. Why can't I just enjoy things? Regardless, all the material was focused on either my social failures, areas where I did not gel with most people. Immediately prior to their call, I had finished a routine about how I didn't see eye to eye on something with an ex, and did my best to explain my apparently unusual point of view. Suddenly, a man seated to my left piped up. Now, sorry about that, let me do that again. Suddenly, a man seated to my left piped up. "You just sound like me." Now, when someone heckles you, the first thing you need to do is repeat the heckle to the microphone, especially at larger gigs. There is a good chance the audience didn't hear the heckle, and so anything you say in return, however witty, will not get a laugh since the audience has no idea what you're replying to. Sneakily also gives the comedian a few crucial seconds to think and to look at the heckler for important information: appearance, age, level of drunkenness, social grouping, level of anger, and so on. It also puts the onus on the heckler to repeat themselves or say another thing that can be responded to. It sounds like I'm turning comedy into something vaguely scientific, systemised and slightly manufactured. Then God help you if you ever read about magic shows. "What was that? You're saying I just sound like you?" I shot back wittily, quick as a flash, etc. "Well, I have Asperger's, and you sound like me." I don't think he shrugged physically, but this heckle was certainly delivered with an implied shrug. Man was not shouting or emotional, but offered this information the way one might tell a colleague that there's an easier route to work. "You have Asperger's, and you think that I just sound like you," I said. Repetition, my old friend. I was certainly surprised and needed the time. "Yeah," he said, nodding calmly, as in, "You think that I might have it too?" I pulled a baffled face, drew some laughs from the tension. "Yeah, maybe." Why? I was genuinely interested now, but was trying to hide that from the audience. It can make you look distracted or overly affected by the heckle. "Oh, you knew all that stuff about the fall of the Roman Republic? That can't be the only criteria for Asperger's. I'm sure that's not the only question on the form. Do you like history?" I mimed a doctor ticking a single box on a form. "Well then, I've got some news." A decent enough laugh to switch back to addressing the rest of the crowd, bring everyone back into listening mode. "I been heckled many times in my career, but never this medically, specifically. That was hard to say. Decent enough laugh, I moved back into pre-existing material, and thus the gig was broadly back on track. I'd felt the crowd grow wary during my interaction with the man. This was partly because there was no clear moral high ground. Yes, the man was heckling me, that I might have a medical condition, but in fairness, it was a condition that he himself had, and based on my own description of my own mind. Also, I wasn't annoyed, and the man wasn't either. So there was no combativeness, nothing at stake. It was just a sort of unsettling demi-conversation about a sensitive issue conducted in public by accident. The audience may also have been worried at how I would react. Would I be hurt? Confused, dismissive, rude, escalatory? I could have ruined the gig by denying this claim so fervently, I think that's how you say it. I made it clear I found the idea of being like him horrifying. But a few good-natured jokes and some vague, I've lost where I am now, and some vague meta commentary had us safely out of the woods for the remaining 10 minutes or so of the set. It passed without incident, and afterwards the other facts and I light-heartedly discussed the heckle in the bar upstairs. In all honesty, it was not the first time someone had suggested it.